You know, I've got cars driving down the road right here. There are workers outside there making all kinds of ungodly noises, and it's completely fine because I'm out of the house, and I'm so glad that you're here today. I don't drink a whole lot of alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't gamble. So what else am I going to be doing with the little bit of hard-earned cash that I do have available? What any self-respecting content creator does, right? We buy new kit. Stick around. I'm going to do an unboxing of this lighting kit. It's not new on the market, but it's new for me and I'm excited. This is how we do it. First thing that I want to do for today's video is welcome you. My name is Shane and this is Waiting to Be Seen. It's a channel where I hope to share some of the knowledge and the tips and the tricks that I've learned myself as a content creator. Let's dive right in, shall we? First things first, I think I'll go along this edge. Okay. Oh, that's looking good. It is the Neewer LED photography light, or video light in this case, and it's the LED NL-600. This is the bicolor LED, and so the lumens aren't going to be quite as high as if you got the single color. That's one of them, but it is a kit of two. What else have we got in the box? Looks like those are the stands that they're going to come with, and they are. Two stands. Anything else? No. I was very impressed with the ring light, and so I am sure that these lights are going to be really, really good. I have watched other YouTubers do their own reviews about these lights, which made me think, hey, there's a lot of potential for this. Let's open this up. I was wondering about baggage, and it does look like the light itself comes in its own little carry case. Just so you know, I'm in absolutely no way sponsored by Neewer at all. This is completely unaffiliated. It's just me opening some kit that I've purchased for myself in this current season. In terms of tech specs, because those things are always kind of important, one of the reasons why I was very interested in seeing how this kit played out is because it has a very high color rating index, a high CRI, and it's supposed to be 96 plus, which is fantastic for video. Let's have a look. Little manual, warranty, those things are pretty standard. Let me just show you what else is in the bag. It's just foam, it's nothing, well, styrofoam. I imagine that that's going to break in a very short amount of time, but Australian plug with the transformer for it to work with. Let's put this over in the background as well. Here we have it. This is the NL-600. It's certainly a lot smaller than I was thinking it was going to be. I don't know what I had in mind, but the footprint of the unit is really, really small. Cool thing, has these attached barn doors. That's going to be really good because when it comes to panels like these, the flood can be quite significant because it's non-directional, not like a Fresnel, which you can really direct. The barn doors very much will help to direct it a little bit. Of course, as soon as you start using the barn doors, especially with the black here, you're going to lose some of the luminance that you'll get from that. I wonder if spray painting the inside of the barn doors with like a silver might help just to boost that overall luminance a little bit. 4 screws and you can take that off. Having a look at the rear of the unit here, you can run it off battery and you can run it off DC. Power on, there's one side for the battery. So it powers on either the battery or the other side is then for the mains. As with the ring light, it has 2 sets of dimmers. One is for the yellow LEDs and one is for the white LEDs. That's what it calls it. So I would probably more correctly call it tungsten LEDs and daylight LEDs. But let's put it on top of its stand. It does have a U bracket that it's mounted onto, and you can adjust that, which gives you, yeah, awesome. If you were to take the barn doors off, you'd probably get a little bit more than a 180-degree turn. Okay, let's plug this in and see how she looks. The first thing that I noticed is that this isn't, even at its lowest setting, isn't quite going to sit on the floor. So what you would need to do is consider how to mount that onto your light stand somehow. When it's on the middle, The LED, the green LED on the rear has nothing on, so it's not showing that there's any power, but as soon as you turn it on to the power, it's telling you that the unit's good to go. So let's go with the top, and that's the yellow, that's the warmer LED lights. That is, for such a small unit, quite bright. I like that. That goes down, I guess, almost to 0 to 100. As you're going down, it's not a very even dimming, particularly in the lower end of the dimming. It steps quite harshly through that. It's not a very smooth, so you wouldn't be able to necessarily smoothly dim that in and out. But if you're able to just set and then go, yep, that's what I need in terms of luminance, that's kind of cool. If memory serves correctly, I think that at 1 meter, the lumens out of one of these units is, with both sets of LEDs on, like 3600 lumens. So it's quite bright. And in most instances, especially for content creators at home, if you imagine setting one of these up on either side of your tripod and talking to your audience at home, you're going to be well lit. It's going to be fantastic. Let me take off my glasses so that I don't have any undue reflection at you guys. Now, if I turn that down and use the daylight LED, it's a much cooler LED, just as bright, really punchy. And in the same way that you can adjust the lighting with the ring light, you can actually have both sets of lights turned on at the same time. So if the daylight is rated at about 6000 Kelvin, which is pretty standard, and then if you imagine that the yellow is rated at about, let's say, 3200 or 3500 Kelvin, which is tungsten, thereabouts in terms of color spectrum, then having both of those on, you're probably looking at somewhere between 4 to maybe 4500 Kelvin, maybe even up towards 5000, but it's definitely really bright. Let's push that over here just for a moment. I mean, yeah, that's pretty amazing. I'm conscious of not shining it directly at the camera because you guys aren't going to be able to see diddly squat if I do that. But wow, when you're using this particular style of unit, you're going to sacrifice something, and what we're sacrificing in this regard is the brightness of having all 660 LEDs being a single color. That would have been, boom, really bright. There's a little clip on the edge here, and if I turn the U bracket around in just the right way, yeah, look at that. So there's a bit of a diffusion material on the front, so that's going to give it a little bit more of a soft light, which is excellent. And let me set that aside. Okay, so this is the unit. All LEDs, so one row is daylight, the next row is then tungsten, and they alternate between those two. So you can have the naked LEDs or you can have the diffused LEDs. It's a solid piece of perspex. I mean, as solid as perspex can get, but what I mean by that is it doesn't have contact on it. So I think that's a really good idea. How's that? Is that looking okay? Have I put that in correctly? It looks like I have. And then there's the little switch. Okay, so the little switch that's here, I don't know whether or not you can see it all that well. This little switch here actually holds it in place, but you push it down so that you can pull it out, but it doesn't actually bounce back up. So it's a manual control. You actually need to pull that lever back up so that the panel doesn't slide out on you. If you're in Australia, because that's where my market is, obviously, and you have $260, you can get two incredibly versatile soft lights that are going to they're just going to kick goals all over the place. They're going to, so amazing. Let me turn this right up and let me turn off my top light. You really start to get some cinematic kind of looks, you know, and because it's a soft light, it's going to have this nice soft gradation of the shadow across my face, which would be kind of cool. Of course, I've purchased two of the lights so I could have that one and do the same thing on that side. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you think that today's video has been of use to you, that you think, hey, this might be something I can consider using in the future, then give me a thumbs up down below. Let's have a conversation. Let me know if you've used these particular lights before. Let me know how they stack up compared to other lights, because I'm always interested in having conversations about equipment, about kit, because that's my world. And obviously, if you're watching today's video, it's part of your world as well. And why not also consider subscribing to my channel, because I do have a whole host of content that I think is useful for content creators here. I've got tips, I've got tricks, I've got tutorials, I have little hacks, I've got a whole range of material that I have been curating now for the past 2 years, and I would love to have you on board for the journey as I am continuing on into 2020. So please consider subscribing to the channel today. Click on the big red subscribe button down below, click on that notification bell right alongside that, and YouTube are going to do the rest for you. They'll let you know as soon as my latest content has dropped. This is Shane for Waiting to Be Seen. Love you guys. Hope your Friday is brilliant. Hope the weekend is looking pretty good, and the week to come has all of the feels for you guys. Love you. See you next time. Bye.
That's gonna leave a mark. What?